They asked Boots about Terrence Crawford. He said, I'm going to focus on the person in front of me. Was you focused on that person in front of you when you went to go help Canelo get ready for Crawford? Was you focused on the opponent you fighting now then? Why is all of a sudden this dude who nobody heard of, who's not a household name in his own household, all of a sudden he needs all your attention and focus when you can't answer questions about fighting Terrence Bud Crawford? Like, you can't make this up. If people can't see it at this point, man, you're not looking hard enough. You squint your eyes. You know how you get caught cheating with the numbers and you be like, what's that? Where are they? You start squinting. That's what people doing right now.
And he's correct, and that's the same thing that Brian Norman Sr. was saying. And it's something that I brought up in the beginning. When Brian Norman Jr. said he wanted to focus on his fight, him, Eddie Hearn, and everybody threw their hands up. Oh, you BSing. Oh, blase splee, this, that, and the third. All they were saying was, we want to wait till we get finished with this fight to go into negotiations and stuff like that. Which is nothing wrong with it, because it was enough time to do so and not affect anything. And this is what I was telling people. I'm like, it makes sense that he wants to do that. And if you remember, before the knockout with Brian Norman Jr., these were my exact words. I said, I understand why he wants to do that, because one performance can change your trajectory and how people look at you. So if he puts on a devastating performance or has a dominant performance, that's going to raise his stock and his negotiation abilities at the table. So it is smart to want to do it after that versus before. Now imagine if they went into negotiations. Imagine if they had everything signed and sealed before he had that fight. He would be stuck in, as far as his marketability and his pricing would be stuck at what it was before that knockout. But you see, after that knockout, you seen what it did to his career. You seen how that raised his stock. And I literally said this before he knocked that guy out. He knocked that guy out, and look at him now. That made sense. Versus when it comes to Lima, Jaron Ennis don't want to talk about nobody else. He want to stay focused on the fight in front of him. That's the exact same thing Brian Norman Jr. told him. But they had everything to say. Everybody had an attitude. They threw their hands up, blase splee. He's bullshitting, la, 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 la. Now here people trying to talk with Jaron about something, and he's like, hey, no. I'm focused on this guy in front of me. And everybody is saying it. They're like, dude, if you felt that you couldn't get up for Teofimo Lopez, how do you have the energy and how are you able to get up for this Usman fight with a dude that only got 15 fights? So you're enthused about the Usman fight, but you were scared that you couldn't get up for the Teofimo Lopez fight. Not that I even care about Teofimo Lopez, but it's still the fact. You can get up for him, but not for him. It doesn't make sense, man. And at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is get Boots in a position where people like me can no longer have the room to say what we say. You would think he would want to shut people like me up. But the only way you can do it is boxing. And that's why he can't. That's the only way that he can do it. Jaron choosing to build himself by other means other than boxing. He ain't trying to get his props or his accolades from in the ring. That is obvious. And this is what I'm going to end it with. Since the goal is to get Jaron in a position where he can fight somebody where people like me no longer have the room to say something, let me ask you a question. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Is this not a big fight? Is this not an exciting fight? Is this not a dangerous fight for both fighters? Is this not a 50-50 type of fight? Now, this is what I want to ask yourself. Do you realize that Jaron could have fought Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Okay? That's two opportunities to have a better opponent than what he's fighting right now. And since they wanted to downplay Brian Norman Jr., you can't downplay Brian Norman Jr. because Brian Norman Jr. now got to fight with Devin Haney. He was good enough for Devin Haney, but not Jaron. And Devin Haney has done way more. Once again, two opponents that he could have fought are now fighting each other, and they have a bigger fight. That fight got more clout. That fight got more push. That fight got more eyeballs on it. That fight is more respected than what Jaron is doing. But Jaron had access to fight both these guys. But yet, we're here to talk about Usman, Lima, or whatever. That's what we're talking about right now. And yet, y'all still want to try to pretend there's some high hopes for this guy. We are beyond the point of asking. We are beyond the point of a fucking eye test. He has gotten so deep in opponents, 30-something opponents, that we're going to have to skip some shit with Jaron because he's had training wheels on he still got them on. Now what do you look like riding a bike for 5 years and still having training wheels on? People say you're not advancing, right? Or you can't advance. The point is, if you see somebody who's been riding a bike for 5 years and still got training wheels on, it's a reason those training wheels is on. So just like it's a reason those training wheels is on, it's a reason why Jaron is fighting this guy and not somebody that Turkey can give him, and not none of the guys that we've already said, or neither these two gentlemen right here. At the end of the day, there's flat out no excuse. And I can honestly say this in closing. I haven't seen nothing like this before. I've seen hype jobs, I've seen duckers, and I've seen cherry pickers. Jaron is all this combined and some. Like I said, I haven't seen this before. I know, well, since everybody want to bring up Triple G, and I know why they bringing up Triple G, but you know what I'm saying? Triple G ain't no Hall of Fame fighter or nothing like that. He doesn't even deserve to even be mentioned in the Hall of Fame. And he squandered his entire career. Like I said, Gennady Golovkin, talented fighter. He didn't maximize his talent because he didn't try to. He was just check chasing. The point is, the people like Triple G and the people like Lomachenko. Now these are people that is cherry picking, but people refuse to see that they're cherry picking because they're white. What I'm trying to say is between the Gennady Golovkins, between the Vasily Lomachenkos, and between the Gervonta Tank Davises, ducking and cherry picking, all of them combined don't match to what I'm witnessing Jaron Ennis do. I have never seen anything. If there's anything close to like Jaron in boxing history, not all, but, you know, relatively new history, or fuck it, just in general, I haven't seen nothing like this. Is beyond hype job. This is beyond match made. This is a new territory. Jaron is actually the first legitimate official email champion. For real. Everybody else, you know, we just picking with them. You know what I'm saying? We call them names because we can. No, Jaron is legitimately built artificially. Jaron is in a worse area as far as being built wise. No, I don't know that. No. He's either worse or the same. Him and Anthony Yard are the same. Anthony Yard was built wrong. Okay? So that's why they selling him out like they are now. Because he was built wrong. Too many times not fighting nobody. Now they just have to throw him in. And he doesn't have the tools. So that's when people talking about David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. I'm like, y'all don't know what that is? Like, come on, bro. He's not beating David Benavidez. Stop it. Not even close. That boy getting sent up to slaughter. He gonna put up a good couple rounds. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, because truthfully, Anthony Yarde is a front runner. Low key. You know what I'm saying? He's gotten a little better. But truthfully, he's a front runner and he's built wrong. It's the same with Jaron. He's built wrong. So they gotta, the point is, Jaron's gonna have to keep fighting these soft touches until they're ready to sell him out 100%. That's what you gotta do with Jaron. We're gonna have to keep seeing these soft ass fights until they're ready to sell him out completely, because they don't want to let you know right now he's not the goods, even though everybody who knows anything about boxing know Jaron is a fraud. Just saying, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Van, I'm out.